Hello students, welcome back to my channel Quest for Knowledge. Today we are going to go through with the summary of The Times They Are Changing, written by Bob Dylan. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself, which is written by Leo Tolstoy. So this story or this song is all about how the time is keep on changing. First we'll discuss about the author. Bob Dylan, born as Robert Zimmerman on 24th of May 1941 in Duluth. In Jewish generation, his name was Shabtai Ben. Many people called him as Bobby or Bob. He played guitar and harmonica at the age of 15. His famous works were Blowing the Wind, and he got Nobel Prize for self-portrait in the year 1970. About the poem is taken from the album of folk singer and songwriter Bob Dylan. The poet gives us a warning that inevitability of social, political change on a wider scale, there is a change beyond our control. So beware. First, he seeks the people, he calls all the people to know the value of time. In the stanza 1, he calls the people to come around and get united and admit the situation around you, or else you also will be affected. Okay, you have to admit the situation around you has become worsened. The water around you is grown. Water has the cleaning power. Okay, it will cleanse. So there is a changes around you. If you don't change, then you are going to drown. You should have to realize and accept it, or else you will be drenched. If you want to save your time, then start swimming, or else if you don't move, you will be drowned, because times they are changing. Like how stones get drowned because of their non-movement. Similarly, if you don't adapt changes as per the time, even what happened, you will drown to death. The poet is trying to aware public with the happening around. Example, racism, poverty, Afro-American movement. If you be blind, then it will hurt you one day or the other. If you better want to change, then start working against injustice. Raise your voice against discrimination. If people don't accept change, then they will drown in past, as water has the cleansing power. Okay, now after this second stanza, poet seeks attention of writers and journalists. Now in stanza 2, the poet seeks the attention of writer and journalist. He informed the writer to be very careful with their pens. Don't judge and comment on or criticize very early, because the wheel of time is still changing. So don't come to conclusion right away without any second thought, because a loser now might win later. So he wants the writer and journalist to sharpen their eye and don't speak soon, because the times are changing and anything could happen. So don't come and criticize early. After this, the poet seeks the attention of politicians and senators. The poet seeks the attention of politicians and senators and say, whenever the people in need call you for help or demand something, please listen to their call and act responsibly. Because Bob wants to say that politicians don't listen to the cry of public. Instead, they work for their own profit and interest. When people come in your way to demand or fight for their freedom or right, don't block them, because it will be politicians who have eventually lost with a competition against people. We have seen in the history how the people who were fighting for freedom now has ruled in those countries. Now the people are standing out in demand, but in need they can shatter your windows and can shake your walls, because the time they are changing. When they become angry, nobody can stop them and you will lose your position, your status. After this, the poet seeks the attention of parents. The poet calls out for all the parents, don't make your children to choose your path, because your path is old and aged. It does not suit to the new generation and new aged people. Let them choose their own path which they want to go. Okay, as parents, you can, if you are not able to support them, please remain out of this and don't commend them. So poet seeks to accept the cultural change which the children are going through, and please support them in their way. Parents wants to give best to their children, but sometimes that best is not needed to the child at all. So the child want to make his own decisions for life. Don't make the best which can be a worst for the child. And every children has their own dreams and aspiration. Allow them and support. Don't become hurdles to their bright future, because time they are changing. If they want to go through with their dreams, please allow them to choose their own path. The fight has begun and the line has drawn by the youth, and curse of past will be thrown out. So those who are fighting for freedom now, later they will rule, because today's present will turn us past and future will turn us present. And Jesus also made a statement that last one will come first later, and the later one can and the first one can become last, because time are changing. A winner can lose and a loser can win, because you never know the time they are changing.